So instead of a recipe, we brought a schematic.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
For
the Duper Deluxe Hamburger Restaurant.
You got it.
Welcome back to the Upcoming Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian. Or am I? Yes, actually, I am Ben Lucian. I did shave my beard over the holidays, but don't worry, if you did truly miss the beard, you can see it later in our guest interview. We brought in none other than the fabulous comedy duo, the Martin Duprass. They are based in Oklahoma City, and they are composed of Jeremy Martin and Lauren Thomas Martin, husband and wife duo. Very funny, and they're going to give us a presentation unlike you've ever seen before on this podcast or really any other podcast. It's something you don't want to miss. They did this fantastic sandwich tour story in our new January-February food-themed issue. We're going to talk all about that here in a minute. But first, how about a word from our sponsor? This episode is brought to you by the Oklahoma Museums Association, dedicated to empowering the more than 500 museums across Oklahoma to strengthen their offerings and serve their communities. OMA members are an important part of the collective Oklahoma Museum Voice, and members receive access to a variety of resources to help them connect to the museum profession. More information is available at okmuseums.org. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and bring on the whole Oklahoma Today team. How are we feeling today?
Excellent.
Yay!
Still feeling carb loaded.
Caffeinated.
And caffeinated.
We went to
after
breakfast
our
this morning.
Big breakfast meeting. Yes. Yeah. So what do we think about the beardless look? How's that?
Like it.
It's your face, man.
Yeah.
It's a nice face.
You do
It is my body.
I was surprised, but I think it looks good.
Okay, well,
We're
thank
fans.
you.
Yeah.
They've all been primed to give me compliments.
No, that's true.
It's working out very
He threatened to cry.
It just seemed like winter, the holidays, is like a time to refresh. And it grows fast, so you'll be seeing the beard soon.
It's a good look. No, you look great.
Well, our question of the week this time, like I said, we have the Sandwich Quest, which was a fantastic story. Our Jan-Feb issue out right now. And that got me thinking about the sandwiches, as I usually am, and places to eat them around Oklahoma. So our question of the week this time is, what is your favorite sandwich shop in Oklahoma? So Nathan Gunner, Editor-in-Chief, do you have a sandwich shop destination for us?
I missed someplace else, so I have to throw that out there because that place was so great.
The legendary Oklahoma City someplace else.
Yeah. But I'm dying to try the Korean street toast that was in that story.
Ah, yes.
I also miss Jane's in Tulsa. All I could talk about are ex-sandwich shops that no longer exist.
Jane's.
Jane's Delicatessen was great, but Trencher's is amazing. So it's very possibly Trencher's. Or
Trencher's is
like a nice barbecue sandwich. You know, like
Yeah,
Smoke
there's
and
so many
Joe's has a good.
choices.
Yeah.
Yes, well, and in this story, they did not include
They
barbecue.
didn't include barbecue
Jan.
sandwiches.
Does
Oh,
anyone want this
there's
one?
actually a place by my house, and I have to look up the name. It's called, hang on, give me a second. It's called Sonora Corrida. Sorry, Sonora Corrida. I switched the I and the R.
Oh.
Sonora Corrida. It's at 36th and May in Oklahoma City, Northwest 36th and May, and it's Mexican sushi. But they have a really good torta.
Ah, I love a torta.
Yeah. So theirs is really, really, really good. It's gigantic. I
Torta's
couldn't even eat half of it.
Often overlooked, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no,
Great
but they're
way
real,
to-
and they specifically said what you said about them not including barbecue sandwiches. They also didn't include tortas
Okay.
in the story, so that's what made me think of it. But yeah, that place has a really good torta, so maybe that.
It's a great answer.
Thank you.
Now I want a torta. Kirsten, do you have a favorite sandwich place?
I have a few. For like OKC, the Plaza District, the Mule, they have
good
really
answer.
good sandwiches.
Yeah.
Over by where I live now in Moore is the Crimson Melt, which is like gourmet grilled cheeses. And when I tell you it's good, I don't like plain grilled cheese. I love their stuff.
You might have to
Wow.
explain that one. You don't like plain
It's just
grilled
bread and cheese. It's boring.
Oh, so it's too boring. Okay.
Yeah, I like to have texture, and I don't like it. But then also, you reminded me with like close to your house, like growing up and stuff, and just a singular sandwich, the Italian sandwich from the Soda Fountain Eatery in downtown Anadarko.
We went there last year. That
Yeah,
place
you
was
took us all
great.
there.
I believe that they would do a really good sandwich.
But
Good
yeah, my
answers.
sandwich was excellent there. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really good.
Nice.
What did you have on it?
It had a lot on it. Like,
No.
I usually look for the longest list of ingredients.
That's fair.
It's a good way to order a sandwich.
They have a few signature ones,
Yeah.
so.
Carly, senior editor Carly Barr, what is your sandwich?
So I also am still mourning the passing of the Sandwich Club. It was.
Oh yeah, that place
On
is
West
amazing.
Street.
I love that
City,
place
yeah.
so much. But there is a newer place in Midtown called The Goose. And they have
we went there.
We went
It was
there
really good.
for my birthday lunch, and I got a meatball sub, and it was delicious. So I think the Goose might be my new favorite place.
A lot of people have said that is one of the best burgers in OKC, and I feel like there's a new best burger every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll try all of them.
I love also that you have the option to do like your typical sandwiches, but then also burgers, because a lot of times there's no overlap in those menus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's nice.
I'm curious
That
what
is
Megan's
good
is.
answer. Yeah, Megan, what is your?
Because I feel
we're all
like
on pins and
the
needles.
voice of authority on sandwiches.
Photo editor Megan Rossman.
Well, Trenchers in Tulsa, of course, but I also like Lee's.
Oh, I
yeah,
love
Lee's
Lee's
is really
sandwiches.
good.
Yeah.
How did I not think of that
Good
one?
Yeah.
answer.
And I have heard great things about Krell's in Yukon.
I think it's Krell's.
Krell's,
Krell's?
yes,
Okay.
Krell's in Yukon. It's like a New York style deli, and my brother said that they have great pastrami. So
I didn't think about banh mi's.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
Riviera-
banh mi is kind of its own
Yeah.
category,
But
right?
Riviera in Midtown does a great banh mi. They have several
Yes.
really good ones.
Yeah,
So
one of my favorite, or the banh mi place for me, really.
Yeah.
Not even for like really gourmet banh mi.
about you?
So on my mind, this is not, City Bites. I love
Yeah.
the
classic. Yeah.
It's a classic in there. The decor is so wild.
Yeah.
Like rhinoceros running through the wall, wrecking ball. Just weird, very odd place to step into.
And they have the see-through bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
one
that.
way.
I don't like
One-way
that.
see-through.
One way.
Just in case you haven't been.
I
can
find that
see
really
one way.
disconcerting.
I don't
Well,
like
it's
it.
upsetting.
I know that's the whole point.
You know what?
But when you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
don't-
is true. You don't have an option. I like feeling a little uneasy at all times. It's
Oh.
my natural state.
Yep.
No.
But what do you get there?
What do I
Because
get
they have
there?
a lot of sandwiches.
Well, it's not always on the menu, but the Dagwood or Dogwood. I can't remember what.
I think it's Dagwood.
Dagwood.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the Dagwood sandwich. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
different from what the Dagwood sandwich is.
Oh, okay.
So it might be Dogwood. I'm not sure, but it's really good. It's got like it's like milty sort of meat and cheese sandwich. It's really
They have amazing cookies. Their snickerdoodles
Yes.
are the
Uh-huh,
best.
yeah,
Like
they're
they're so
I
good.
literally
Yeah.
was about to interrupt you and be like, "What's your cookie order
Yeah.
there, though?"
I
Very-
always like the chocolate chip one.
They
but
are,
They
they're
do
great,
The
yeah.
like chocolate peanut butter one is really good.
Yeah.
We used to. I grew up by North Park Mall, and they had the Dollar Theater there growing up, and we used to, instead of popcorn for the Dollar Theater, we would go get a City Bites cookie and go. take
Nice.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
great experience.
Wow.
What about behind the scenes over here on Chris Cam or Bridget Cam? We're starting with Bridget
Oh,
Cam.
I want to know what Bridget's favorite sandwich place is.
I don't have a whole lot of favorite sandwich places because I don't eat a lot of sandwiches. But when I was in college and going to OU, I liked bison witches
Ooh.
I
That's a good
love
one.
that place so much. Yeah, it's
and
so
the
good.
deli and the Midway.
Oh, Midway Deli's great.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, just those small little mom and pop shops. In
Midway
Norman.
Deli was on TV a ton this fall when they would have football games in Norman. A lot of
They have a little food truck now.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Wow.
So-
Yeah, I saw an interview with Barry Switzer at Midway Deli
Yep.
during a football game this year. Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Okay, so one of my favorites in Tulsa is Big Al's Healthy Food.
Oh.
You can get pitas and sprouts and all kinds of things on that. It's really, really good place. And then Queenie's in Utica Square.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing
Amazing.
stuff. And then here in Oklahoma City area, Just Baked in Yukon, they have amazing sandwiches.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay.
they had sandwiches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Wow. Good answers.
So,
I'm gonna have
there
to
you
try
go.
all of those.
Yeah.
We have a special guest. We have Justin. I want to know what we have to get Justin Cam.
Well, Justin,
Hey, everybody.
first of all, introduce yourself to the people out there.
Hey everybody, I'm Justin. I'm the new advertising account manager here at the tourism department. Super happy to be here. Got a lot of cool people here. As far as sandwiches go, Also a lover of bison. Classic.
Oh my
I
gosh.
gotta shout out Penny Hill.
Oh, yeah,
Rest
good.
in peace.
Good
It was
answer.
always a good experience there. These days, I'm loving a Cali melt at City Bites as well.
Good.
It's nice and light, don't feel too heavy afterwards. But I also heard really good things about Chiba Hut. I don't know if y'all have any.
Haven't tried it
We
yet.
have
Oh,
been,
dying
yeah.
to.
Yeah,
I've
we
heard
might
real
try
good
that.
things. Yeah.
We might try that coming out soon because where we design the magazine is really close to that. So.
Yeah.
Any recommendations?
Well, I was going to ask you
we're-
because
Don't
you're
go at lunchtime.
You're the only,
Pretty busy, huh?
you're the only
They're
native
super
Tulsan in
busy.
the room, so
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had a Tulsa like a Tulsa insider recommendation.
I used to love going to Mr. Good Sense. I'm not totally sure if it's still
Oh,
around. To be
man.
completely
There used
honest,
to be
they
one of
had
those in
good
Norman.
meatball
It was
subs.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was always good, quick meatball subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Okay,
all. To
good.
be honest, I
Cool,
really
that was
want to
good,
want
yeah.
to stop by Chiba Hut, though.
Awesome.
I've
You
heard
have to
really
come back.
Good things.
We like this. Okay.
All right. Well, we
Love it.
might bring you into Chiba Hut.
right.
Yeah, when we Chiba Hut, we'll call you. love it.
Well, I'm glad we all gave our 2 cents, but it's really time to hear from the true sandwich experts, Martin Duprass. Let's bring them on now. When we knew that we were going to launch an epic sandwich tour across Oklahoma, we need just the right people for the job. Writer Jeremy Martin and Lauren Thomas Martin, known collectively as the husband-wife comedy duo, the Martin Duprass.
That's us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on to the show today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're so
Yeah.
excited.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're so happy to have you here. I know you're going to demonstrate something for us here in a moment, but first, I just want to know the sandwich tour that you all embarked on. How many sandwiches did you all end up eating? What was the tally? Do we know?
Man, collectively.
Oh, total between the two of us,
Yeah.
I think 10 to 12.
Yeah.
They blur. You
Yeah.
know? You have so many. You're just like,
Well,
how many?
I mean, we eat sandwiches a lot anyway, so it was kind of business as usual, except for the drives were a little longer than we typically do for sandwiches.
So before you embarked out, you probably had your own preconceived notions of what the sandwich tour would be. So now that you've completed the sandwich tour, did you meet those expectations, or were your expectations altered?
I was surprised by the variety of sandwiches. There were a lot of different things. At one point, when I first thought about this, I thought there may be like 3 barbecue sandwiches on the list or something, just to pad it out. And then when I asked people for recommendations, they're like, it's gonna be really hard if you don't just do a burger.
Yeah.
But there was actually a lot of different stuff. I couldn't even get to all of it.
Right. We should, this is a controversial topic, but what exactly constitutes a sandwich by your all's standards?
Well, for us, I think it had to be 2 pieces of bread, not bun,
Okay.
typically, and then the stuff inside.
Yeah, I mean,
There's.
oh no, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. The hot dog we don't consider a sandwich. A hamburger is its own category. Obviously, a taco is its completely other thing. There's pita, but we didn't go down the pita route either. So
No, not really.
What about a bagel with cream cheese? Does that fit the sandwich category?
we did not consider the bagel with cream cheese.
It has cheese.
It does
Sandwiches
have cheese.
Before I was interrupted,
Oh,
I was going to say the joke that's in the magazine, which is also a good rule of thumb, I think. If you call something a sandwich when you order it and they look at you funny, it is not in fact a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will have a taco sandwich. I will have a hamburger sandwich. I'll have a hot dog sandwich.
No.
Bagel with cream cheese sandwich. No.
The
No.
bagel with cream cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be saying that anytime
No.
soon. So I'm curious, have you all, we already mentioned the great Oklahoma City comedy duo, the Martin Duprass. Have you all been married longer or a comedy duo longer?
Well, that depends on how funny you think we are. No, we have been married longer than we've
Yeah.
been performing as a comedy duo.
Yeah.
one of the things that we fell in love with about each other is how much we make each other laugh. And then when Jeremy was in the newspaper at Texas Tech, we got a lot of laughs there. That was really good. Some really preliminary, open mic work there. But yeah, definitely been married longer. We've been married for almost 19 years. It'll be 19 years next month. That's a long time. We were not chill. We were of legal age when we got married, I promise. And then we've been doing stand-up together for about 14. So.
Yeah. Yes. And Jeremy, you also, in addition to going on this great sandwich quest, each issue you write, the Out There, our event calendar
I do.
in the magazine.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we always have a lot of fun reading that.
Oh, thank you.
But I just want to know, what's harder, writing the annual event calendar or making a really good sandwich?
Definitely making a good sandwich. I never actually do that. So, like, sandwiches are a thing where you buy so many ingredients if you want to make a good one, and then, like, if you're me, they just rot in your refrigerator after you have the one sandwich. So that's, as weird as it is, that's like the thing we mostly eat out because it's too much of a hassle.
No, that's exactly right. And that's where restaurants really come in the clutch, is because they can afford to buy all those things in bulk, and people will come, and you never have a problem selling sandwiches, I think. So.
Sure.
So we've got, you all are the sandwich experts, and so you're going to tell us a little bit about you've made a more perfect sandwich. Do I have this right? What's going on?
Well, we thought about what could be the most Oklahoma sandwich, which we did break our own rule because it is a hamburger sandwich.
Okay.
But you can't get more Oklahoma with a sandwich
No.
than a hamburger, really.
This is inspired by a couple of different Oklahoma institutions. In El Reno, every year, they make the largest onion burger that's probably physically possible. I'm not sure. 850 pounds is what they say.
And then in Veneta, they used to have the giant McDonald's, one of the largest McDonald's in the world. It was over the turnpike.
Yeah.
So we kind of took both of those concepts.
Yeah, and
we
combine
thought,
The only thing more Oklahoma than a hamburger is if you bread up the patty and make it a chicken fried.
Chicken fried,
chicken fried
exactly.
steak.
We thought, well, what if we made the entire restaurant out of the giant burger?
Yeah, make the giant hamburger restaurant out of a giant hamburger.
So instead of a recipe, we brought a schematic.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
For
the Duper Deluxe Hamburger Restaurant.
You got it. There we go.
I
It
think
is a
I've seen a
mouthful,
sign like this on the
literally.
side of the
Yeah,
highway.
yeah, you've seen ads for the rest stop.
I mean, it's a hamburger, it's a rest stop, it's a restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, legally,
It's a hamburger doing business as a rest stop.
Yeah, ideally, we would like this to be regulated as a rest stop and not a restaurant. And worst case scenario, a
Not a
hamburger.
hamburger.
This is, we're probably not stand up to hamburger regulations.
And I'd like to point out that these are not toys that come with the meal. These are just to scale. These are cars in the parking lot of the giant hamburger.
That's right.
Conceptual rendering.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
yes.
a conceptual rendering.
So we can flip this around and take a look in detail at some of the ingredients / amenities of the hamburger restaurant.
Yeah, and we're gonna start right up here at the very top.
Yeah.
With Guy Fieri's penthouse.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and convert the olive into a penthouse for Guy Fieri. We assume once he realizes that there is a restaurant that is also a giant hamburger, he will have to move into it. Yes. He's been like training his whole life for this.
Or maybe an expansion in flavor towns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next up, you'll see the load-bearing toothpick.
That's right.
Here.
That's something we have to have. As we kind of alluded to, one of the bigger challenges
/ opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. With this business venture is meeting both health code and building code.
And this does
Within
double-
reason.
Yeah,
Within reason. There's only so much we can do, but this does run all the way through the hamburger into the toasted foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very important. You've got a
then-
good firm foundation.
Yeah.
Good foundation.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty well toasted. Just warning, because it's got to hold the rest of it
Everything.
up. Yeah.
Next, you'll find the griddle. Layer.
Careful, it's hot. Yeah, we're gonna have a sign that says careful. But
You need that for law purposes.
Exactly.
and if you've played the floor as lava before, you kind of get the idea. Yeah.
The next section is my favorite. It's kind of my little brainchild here. This is the patent-pending perpetual patty system.
Okay.
So what happens here is that the raw meat comes from the raw meat reservoir in the center.
Not depicted.
We're not going to
Which
show
you're
you
welcome
that.
for, by the way. We don't
So it
wanna
kind
see that.
of comes up through the middle, a la chocolate fountain. And so you have the raw meat come through here. It gets cooked
Okay.
by the griddle as you go.
Yeah.
It's more well done to the sides than in the center, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a question.
Raw meat fountain, the stuff of my dreams.
Exactly, but it's cooked.
Yeah. And this is, I will note, 100% mostly beef. Yeah.
Mostly beef. Over here, you'll see one of our patrons who
Yeah.
has decided to partake of the all-you-can-eat-at-your-own-risk challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. We are not responsible for any damages you, internally or externally, that you get while you're tunneling into this burger. I mean, that's on you.
You will need to sign a waiver
Everyone
beforehand.
coming into the hamburger restaurant does need to sign a waiver.
And it sounds scary, but hey.
I think if we market it right, it's a selling point.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's a novelty, although legally binding.
Legally
for sure.
binding. You need to.
Yes.
Up next comes the cheese layer. This pulls a lot of duty here.
Yeah.
You're of course going to see the command center,
Yeah.
the brains of the burger
That's
right
right,
there.
that's right.
We also have the employee break room,
Right.
complimentary childcare, daycare,
Yeah.
which is of course part of your employee package.
Right. And then there's going to be some
Shared-
room for shared office space. This is desirable real estate in the cheese. It very low heating costs during the winter.
Quite warm. Quite warm. The next layer up, you're going to find the French fried onions and plumbing.
Yeah. You're going to want to be careful here too, because both the onions and the pipes are covered in batter.
Delicious batter.
Yeah, it's delicious, but it is also great insulation.
So, keep that to a minimum. Down here, you see the drain pipe for runoff. There's a substantial amount of burger runoff, but
That's
as
pretty
we
clever because there is a lot of burger runoff.
Yeah.
You have to figure out what to do.
What to do with it.
Lots of industrial grade burger runoff.
Yeah. Bottle it up, sell it.
Interesting.
see, it's
Interesting.
smart.
See, you could open shop next door. See,
The Homer Simpsons of the world.
yeah.
would love it.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's a great idea for a business opening next to us. As we say at Hamburger Restaurant, once it's run off, it's not our problem anymore, you know?
Not our problem. Up next, you'll see our vegetarian section. This is
Yeah.
where the vegetables come in, lettuce and tomato, of course.
Yeah.
But not only that, you see two of our amazing Duper Deluxe employees.
Yeah. Hard at work.
Hard at work.
Skilled tradespeople. They got benefits. They got a pension.
Union Strong.
Yeah, they are part of the Giant Burger
Workers
Guild. Yeah, the
Yep.
GBWG.
Yep. This guy over here, this is the topping trawler, and they just, come through and they apply fresh layers of the spackle sauce,
Yeah.
which is not
You
substitutable.
can't hold the spackle sauce. That is holding everything together quite literally.
Yeah, you can't take that out. Tell them about this.
Okay, this is probably the most coveted position at the Burger Restaurant. This is the ketchup hoser.
Okay.
He is applying some more ketchup. Everybody in Oklahoma loves ketchup, as you know.
straight
So you can imagine how excited they get when they see a person coming by with a whole hose full of ketchup.
I know I will.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how fun it is to be
Yeah.
the person with the ketchup
Yeah,
hose?
this is
the stuff
in-demand job. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We-
This job, we
yeah.
have to rotate it out. We have to give everybody their turn.
Yeah, everybody gets to work the ketchup hose sometimes.
At the end of the year, at the employee party, we do, for the employee of the year, they get a whole month of ketchup hoser duty. They get to work the hose that whole month, and they just get so excited.
Yeah, and you may notice they're standing on the lettuce, but they are wearing hazmat suits for your protection and theirs. Also, studies show that most people don't eat the lettuce on a fast food burger. They actually pick it off. Also, lettuce is literally picked up off the ground, so there's only so much you can do for sanitation.
Already dirty.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Pick it up off the ground.
Yeah. And speaking of getting off the ground, we just need about $50 billion to get this started.
Yeah, to get going,
I
see
think-
where we're at.
Yeah, I think that would really help us see where
Hey,
we're
is that
at.
in the Oklahoma Today budget?
Yeah.
I only have 49.
Okay. Hey, that could help. Yeah. 50 billion will help us get to a place where we can figure out how much more money we need.
But if that's a little steep, you can throw down,
for
half a mil.
$500,000, we won't
do
make
this.
this.
We'll stop.
We'll just forget all about it. If this seems like the kind of thing your community would really like to not have in it, you can cut us a check and we will stop.
Or you can Venmo us.
Or
We've got
Venmo
Venmo.
us, yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
That's a good
So-
restaurant slogan. Not in my backyard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Duper Deluxe Hamburger Rest Stop.
Okay, I was not prepared for a full business plan, but you all have it figured out.
We come prepared.
Yes.
Make when the sun shines, that's what we say.
Absolutely.
Out of stuff you got at home.
Are we going to get this framed, or how's that
I
gonna
mean, 3 days worth of work. I'm not throwing it away, that's for sure.
Masterpiece, yes. Well, the Martin Duprass, what else do you guys have going on?
Right now, we are currently editing a short film, our first original short film. We've been doing some remakes, some student films, as we call them. But now it's time for our first original. So very exciting, getting close to getting that wrapped up. Got to get it ready to enter into festivals next year, so getting very close.
Where can people go for updates?
Our website, themartinduprass.com. It's a real website with a .com and everything. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. We have a Blue Sky.
We have not
haven't
posted
used
on it. We will follow you back and
We will follow
like
you
your
back.
posts, but
Yes.
For that maybe someday where it becomes
Yeah.
prop comedy and tweeting or whatever.
Or short link.
Generic tweeting is not
Microblogging. That's a better word.
We haven't figured out how to make both of those work together yet. But.
Not yet.
Neither have I.
Well, the sandwich tour, it's terrific. Hold up the pretty new issue here. The Martin Duprass, you guys have been great. So thanks for coming.
Thank you. We've had so much fun.
That was the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I should say that was literally the last thing we did before we left for Christmas.
Yeah,
too.
you were there watching it
You could
from
feel
behind
it.
the scenes.
Yeah, you could feel it in that it's the last thing we did.
You
before
really
we left for
could. There
Christmas.
was some last day of school energy going on there.
For sure.
But yeah, thanks once again to the Martin Duprass for coming on to the show. And read their story in the Jan Feb issue.
I loved it. I have 12 new sandwiches. Well, I'd already tried the Dutch Crunch at Trencher's, but I always want one.
Yes.
So I have at least 11 new sandwiches to try.
Exactly, on my very long list of sandwiches.
Totally.
That I already had. Well, it's once again time for one of our favorite parts of the show. This is Podvents. This is where we go to the travelok.com event calendar and pick out a few of our favorite gyms. And everyone here actually did pick out their event this time. It wasn't just me dictating the events from above. So, is there anyone who's just really itching to share their event? Oh, Carly. Carly.
Mine is so fun. So it's the National Pigeon Association Grand National Show.
Okay.
Which is going to be the 16th and 17th at the OKC Fairgrounds. There's going to be more than 200 different kinds of birds there. And it's just like a dog show or a cat show. People bring in their animals and show them off. And
Pigeons are a lot like cats.
They are, yeah. Well, pigeons were actually they were bred to be, raised by humans, and then when we didn't need carrier pigeons anymore, we just kind of released them out into the wilderness. So pigeons are still they're very intelligent, and they're very easy to work with domestically.
I didn't know that. Whenever I think of pigeons, I think of, it might just because it's the holiday season, but I think of Home Alone, the pigeon lady.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You mean Pierce Morgan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So where is the pigeon show?
It's going to be at the OKC Fairgrounds, and it is actually, there's free admission. So
cool.
It's the whole weekend. You can pretty much show up at any time, and they have different events kind of throughout both Saturday and Sunday. And it just seems like it's going to be really fun. The website is npausa.com in case you want more information or you're looking for a specific showing or event or type of pigeon, because who knew that there were 200 different types of pigeons?
Wow, I
definitely didn't know that.
5 types of pigeons.
Yeah.
Just as someone whose favorite movie is Best in Show, I want to see what occurs at a pigeon show.
Yeah,
I think it would be absolutely fascinating. And I think pigeons are beautiful too. They have all different colors and feathers and everything. So I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Chris,
totally.
did you have something to add, or you just okay? He's just.
You just thought it was a good
No,
event.
just best in show. I mean,
Oh,
So
yeah.
good, right? Yeah.
I'm an ex-teacher, so when someone writes his My
Sorry.
reflex goes off. Nathan, do you have an event?
I do. So I think we can all agree that sometimes we get in some really weird discussions around here, right? Because when it comes to matters of grammar or history or anything, and one of the weirdest discussions I remember us getting in one time on a production deadline, was the names of monster trucks. Are they italicized like ships or spacecraft, right? Like, Bodie McBoatface italicized.
The Enterprise.
The Enterprise would be italicized, right? Or are they like wrestling personas or drag names, right? And they're not italicized.
These
So
are discussions you would not have.
if you don't have these kind of discussions at your job, that just means you're normal.
Do you want me to weigh in on this question?
I think we decided that they're not italicized. We didn't italicize them.
I was
going
going to italicize as works of art.
Oh, see? Maybe. Yeah, okay. But also you can drive
It
them.
is art.
I don't know.
I don't know. It feels kind of like they should be italicized.
Well, maybe we should change our policy. But anyway, if this has got you, like it got me thinking about monster truck shows. And actually, over Christmas, asked Brian, I was like, have you ever been to a monster truck show? I've never been to one. And he was like, no. But if you want to, and then magically this event crossed my path. So if you want to go to a monster truck show, I've never been to one. I think I'm going to go to this. Duncan Monster Truck Wars at the Stevens County Fairground in Duncan is happening Saturday, January 18th at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. There's 2 shows. Admission is $10 for kids 3 to 12, $20 for adults, or you can get VIP admission, which is just $30 per person. There will be some world-famous monster trucks there, including Outlaw, El Loco Oso, Sheriff, and Carolina Crusher. And I don't know if that means that it's going to crush Carolina, or if it's a crusher that came from Carolina to crush. I'm guessing it's the second one.
Carolina Crusher gets around.
You know about Carolina Crusher?
Yes.
Wow.
I have never been to a monster
Megan's
truck
got
show.
some Carolina Crusher
But
stories for us.
we
I
have,
like this.
well, we have talked of
Like this
monster
infamy.
truck wars so many times in the magazine and on the podcast that I am starting to know some of their names.
This is one of the best things about what we do.
My favorite was
we get
always,
knowledge
like,
about
Grave
random
Digger.
stuff.
Yeah, Gravedigger.
Gravedigger,
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
Grave,
I love
green and
Gravedigger.
Bigfoot is the one I grew up with in the 80s. So you can see all of these, again, Saturday, January 18th, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. There's also kids' Power Wheel races. It's BYOPW. Bring your own Power Wheels. But if you have a kid with a Power Wheel at home, bring it, and they're going to have a
How
race.
sick would that be? as a
I
kid?
know, right? And when you get there, you can also reserve your own ride on a monster truck, which costs extra. But
The kids that lose, will they get smashed by the monster?
I do, I hope not.
I hope not.
I don't think. Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Also, best website ever: monstertrucks.fun.
Oh, nice.
Right? I know, yeah.
That is
There's a
impressive.
thing at the top that says tickets and events. Just click that and you can find the show in Duncan. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Very cool.
I know,
It does
but I
sound
was
like
just
fun.
thinking over the holiday break that I haven't heard anything about monster trucks lately, and then here this magically just dropped in my lap.
There you
so
go.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
We've got our monster truck photo filled for
Yeah.
at least the next week.
I love it.
Kirsten, what is your event this time? What event did you choose for us?
Well, I chose one that I love because I grew up going to like watch the rodeos and stuff, hang out, see all the events. And so I wanted to go around and ask what y'all's favorite rodeo event was. Because for the most part, I know we're all from Oklahoma, except for Megan, but I'm assuming you've still been to a rodeo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Well, then everyone can answer the
I've
question.
never been to a rodeo.
Really? Oh, they're fun. We should go.
Is it?
I'll take you.
What is it? Mutton busting or whatever?
Oh, that one's
Was it
fun.
the
Little
kids
kids
with
riding
the
lambs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one. Or the sheep, not or the
sheep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
That one's fun. And then, bull riding. I wanted to be a bull rider. That was my first job I wanted. Ever.
I bet you would have been great.
Hey, you can
I chose it much safer.
Yeah.
you can still try it.
Yeah.
That could have been my adventure. I don't know
See?
if HR would have approved.
I don't
that.
Go
think
to
so.
bull riding
I don't
school.
think so. I love barrel racing. Yeah, big fan of barrel racing. It's a lot of fun. We went and watched barrel racing at the state fair that time. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There
we
was
met
a
that dog
really
named
cute
George Clooney.
Dog.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
This is how we
best.
mark our lives.
Yes,
Wa-
we met
viewers.
a cute
Animals.
border
Is by the
collie
cute
corgi
animals we
mix.
meet. Yeah. Same with George
Um,
Clooney.
I'm trying to remember what I've seen. I mean, I guess the bull riding.
Yeah.
That is.
That's how they ride the bulls.
I I guess that I enjoy that.
Okay.
You know.
Did y'all have an answer behind the scenes?
Anybody have a
Yeah.
favorite
For-
rodeo
for
event?
rodeos?
Turn our cameras
Oh yeah, we gotta get.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Pause. This will be an edit.
Well, we gotta hear from Chris on the.
Yeah.
I know, because Chris, you spend so much time with horses.
Right.
You have to have a favorite.
Facts.
Also, if anybody wants to like suggest a good first rodeo to go to, I would love to know. Like, and I'll get a hat that says "This is my first
the
rodeo."
ones
I'll get you an epic rodeo
Oh,
once we
okay.
have our answer.
Excellent.
The ones in Woodward and Guyman are always really
Yeah.
big
Okay.
in the summer and really fun.
I like
yeah.
going to the International Finals Youth Rodeo in Shawnee.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, all good ones to go to.
Oh.
It might be free. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I've done my fair share of singing national anthems for
Yes.
rodeos. So
Yes.
I really liked barrel racing.
It's so cool, right?
It's really intricate in
Yeah.
the way that they control the horses, and the horses basically just know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's
Are the horse-
fascinating.
Yeah. Agree. No, I love barrel. Yeah, exactly. Barrel racing's awesome. What?
Oh, are the horses that slide? Is that a rodeo event?
No, that's an equestrian event.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's raining.
Raining.
That's
Raining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been covering for 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It is cool.
So, but my favorite rodeo event are the timed events. I love the roping, the calf roping, the steer roping,
Yeah.
the steer stopping they call it. All of those are timed, not judged.
Okay.
So, and the big timed event in March is at the Lazy E.
Yeah,
Best
that's
guys
a great
in the
place to
world.
see a
That's
rodeo.
wonderful, wonderful event.
Yeah.
So,
Good one. Okay, cool. What about Justin? Are you a rodeo guy?
I haven't got a
Wait,
favorite
wait.
event.
Okay, go.
I haven't got a favorite event, but I will say I've been to the PBR at Paycom Center a couple times.
Yeah.
Actually used to work the events there sometimes at the lottery, and always a good time.
That looks like fun. I
Yeah,
haven't been.
it is
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm
Cool.
jealous of that.
So what?
So what's your event?
So actually, yeah. So Chris actually hit the nail on the head there with the International Finals Rodeo at the Lazy E Arena in Guthrie.
Okay.
And it's basically like 15 of the best cowboys and cowgirls from across the U.S. and from like 3 different provinces in Canada will be at Guthrie competing for the titles of World National Championship.
Cool.
There'll be 8 different events, so pretty much everything we talked about is going to be covered except your sheep. I'm not sure about your sheep. I could be
Probably
wrong,
No kids
but I'm not sure
there.
about your sheep. No. But yeah, that will be on the 16th through the 19th. So, and tickets will be available online. You can get single day passes. You can get a full package for the entire weekend. However you want to attend the show or whenever you can attend.
Cool.
Awesome.
That sounds like a really good time.
It does.
Megan, what event do you have for us? This time?
Well, the world of. Wow, that was really hard to remember. So my event is the World of Wrestling Tulsa Nationals, and that is a bunch of kids. Well, I guess not all of them are kids. There are college-age people and college-age men and
Everyone
college-age.
is a kid to someone.
True.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They're children to me. College age men and high school age men, and also girls of all ages,
Wow.
I assume. But this is the 70th annual year.
Wow.
The 70th annual Tulsa Nationals, World of Wrestling Tulsa Nationals.
Wow, 70
And-
years.
Yes, and
That's
it is going to
impressive.
be January 16th through the 19th. And I am proud of what I can remember without looking at my notebook.
Well, we're proud of you. How long was 70 years ago? What year would that have been?
55?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been going at it for a long time. And I went.
Eventually, someone's gonna win one of those matches.
Yeah,
They've been
it's-
doing it for 50 years.
I went
was
to the state finals in Oklahoma City a couple of years ago, and there were a lot of people at that. So
Wow.
I imagine that this is quite an event. So,
Anyone know any wrestlers?
No, but I don't think this is true anymore, but OCU, Oklahoma City University, for a long time had one of like 4 women's wrestling programs in America.
Yeah.
I think there's
remember
probably
that.
more now, but when you said there were going to be women's wrestling teams there, I thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, probably the only Oklahoma one will be Oklahoma City University. So,
oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have that training gym on 30th behind the campus there.
Oh yeah.
Like 30th and Penn.
Wrestling is very
that's cool.
impressive. I feel like people who are really good at wrestling, like it just requires all these
It's
different
Very
muscles.
impressive
exhausting.
sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, so for my event this time, I have some questions for you all. I just need short answers, but
Okay.
this can be a controversial topic.
Okay.
So I'm asking what goes in chili? What belongs in chili?
Beans.
Well, hold on. I'm not asking for opinions. I'm asking for yeses and nos. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Well, the first one was beans. The
No.
beans go in chili.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a must.
Yes.
A possible, but not a must.
Black beans.
I made some chili over the weekend. I had pinto beans, black beans, and kidney beans. No. Pinto, black. Oh, and yeah, red kidney beans.
Okay.
That's right.
That's bean soup.
I made it really thick. I put a whole thing of tomato paste.
wow. Nice.
Very thick chili. What about onions?
Yeah, must.
Yes.
Onions,
Yeah,
For
have to be
sure.
there.
For the flavor,
Yeah.
of course. Corn.
No.
Go in
Again,
I mean, I'm
optional.
not offended by it.
Yeah, I
but
don't-
I wouldn't
optional.
put
I don't
it-
care.
Yeah.
It
Sometimes
just
I
depends on
throw
what kind
in
of chili
corn.
you're making.
Like a white chicken chili with corn in it, I think is good.
that needs corn, yeah.
If I'm trying to impress someone, no corn. But if it's just, at home, throw in the corn. into
Who
the
is
chili.
like, I am so unimpressed by
Yeah. If I'm trying to impress someone, I'm probably not making chili.
I was thinking too.
Yeah, well, that's
Maybe
just
they're a
the
chili
kind of-
connoisseur.
What about meat other than beef? Like, such
Yeah,
as
you can have a nice
It's
turkey
whatever.
chili. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken chili, venison,
Venison
chili.
would be good.
Yeah.
Bison is
Yeah.
good in chili.
Yeah.
Meatless chili is also possible.
Meatless chili is also a
Wouldn't
thing.
recommend, but it is
Yeah.
possible. What about motor oil?
No.
No.
What? No. What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What?
Car
No.
tires?
You think that'd be bad for your tummy?
Yes. Delicious.
Aluminum?
Completely.
I mean, accidentally.
Throw it all
It's
in.
probably happened once or twice.
Well,
And
there's
you
only-
know there's
light
plastic
bulbs
in there.
Yeah. Why not?
There's microplastics and everything. I heard. There's only one chili bowl where these things are permitted, and that is the chili bowl at the Tulsa Expo Square,
Ah.
going on now through Saturday. This is midget sprint car racing, and that is the technical term for what it is, the midget sprint cars. Sprint cars, you've seen those. They're like the racing cars that have kind of the sails on them, the wings.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are just tiny versions
So
of that.
midget sprint cars are like that, but they're like smaller cars, like basically Mario Kart size, and they often don't have the wings on them. Yes.
Fun.
So this is at the Tulsa Expo Center track. They have a clay surface track around there, and people come from around the world to both race and watch at the Tulsa Expo Square.
Wow.
Over 300 racers, I think, are participating.
Wow.
The qualifying rounds are throughout the week, and then Saturday is kind of like the big championship.
It's a big event in Tulsa.
Yes.
And there's chili?
Okay. I do know. So why do you think that it is called the Chili Bowl?
I
It's
would hope
cold
because there's
outside.
chili there.
Because it's cold outside.
I looked it up. I could not find evidence of chili being there, but I hope there is.
This is a little misleading.
Maybe BYOC.
Yeah, you can
bring your
probably
own
maybe
chili. I don't
bring your
know.
own chili.
Call ahead before you.
That's
do that.
that's
Just-
weird behavior. I'm just
No,
gonna say
just
that.
like tailgate in the parking lot
Yeah,
with
no,
some
keep
chili.
it,
Okay.
keep it in the car.
But it is originally named for the Chili Bowl Food Company of Bob Berryhill.
Oh, well,
I guess
there
that
we
was
go.
the original sponsor.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it's carried
that's-
the name over. It's a pretty cool name for an event, I'd have to say.
Misleading. Yeah.
A little misleading, but maybe you can bring in some call ahead.
Wouldn't it be funny if you had to drive one of those cars as fast as possible with a bowl of
Now
chili
that's a
in your
sport
lap,
for me. Maybe.
Oh, I would
like
be
without
good.
spilling any?
No.
Oh boy, no, I couldn't do that.
No, I'd rather just eat it.
I spill
I'm-
some just sitting
Yeah.
still.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Well, this is important. So you've got to call for tickets. So the phone number is very important. 918-838-3777. And then for more information, you can visit. It's very impressive that they got this URL, chilibowl.com.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
good get.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was podvents this time, so go us.
Good events, everybody.
We tried something new, and it worked.
Yeah.
The star of the show, I have to go with the Martin Duprass.
They were great.
They made a great presentation. The story, the Sandwich Quest story is so good.
I loved it so much.
And
Yeah.
they really put in a lot of work on
And
there.
big shout out to Chris Lee for the design on that story. It
yeah,
looks
it
fantastic.
looks
It looks
fantastic.
really, really good. So can I nominate another star of the show?
Okay,
Our new
yes.
carpet.
Oh, yes. The carpet. Behold.
Yeah, we're stepping it up, episode by episode.
A carpet here.
You can literally watch us getting better at
Yes.
this.
You can, in real time. The beard will grow in real time, don't worry. Well, that does it for this week's show. This has been the show known from here to Okmulgee, home of Coleman's All Beef Burgers.
And my grandparents.
And Nathan's grandparents. That's the Oklahoma Today podcast. Head to oklahomatoday.com. Pick up our latest issue, which is on newsstands now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. We'll talk to you again next week.
Goodbye.
Okmulgee.
Okmulgee.
What I've seen. I mean, I guess the bull riding.
Yeah.
That is.
That's how they ride the bulls.
Yeah.